Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 5th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you top split action for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing. We're the top split for this series, the RTP series, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you are racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside the booth for tonight, once again, is Brayton Laster. Marty Sakawa working the controls as a producer for tonight's action. Brayton, we're coming through for the final week of the season here as these drivers look to earn points. And this weekly S.O.F time slot is a great opportunity to either cement a championship or make up some critical points towards the top drivers. With that in mind, what do you expect to see here tonight as we get ready to go racing from Charlotte?
And this season's already going to knock off a wacky year this season here, 2024 season 4. Normally most seasons are only 12 official points races this season due to the leap year early in the year. They're playing catch up. 13 point pain races, and we're going to end it right here in Charlotte. You see the point standings coming out of Atlanta last week. Dakota Long, for the first time I believe this season, leads the points over Dean Brummett. Those two have basically ran away with it. They're going to need a lot of help as far as everyone else is. Wesley Parker, J-Bo, Nathan Lyons, Tyler Hessel, Jeff Maconi, Everett Smith, Hunter East, and then Kenny Brady. They're right at the top 10. Those guys there, if their name isn't Dakota Long or Dean Brummett, are going to need a lot of help.
And of course, Charlotte Motor Speedway, a 1.5-mile racetrack tonight here. This is going to provide a lot of interesting racing, to say the very least. It's a challenging one, Brayton, if you want to be able to drive it well.
Yeah, very challenging indeed. 24 degrees of banking in the corner. You can run the bottom, you can run up by the wall. You can even run the middle line if you want to, but you got to commit to your line. You can't be too aggressive on the wheel. The fog actually is a huge talking point all week long, and that's going to be very interesting to see these drivers try to navigate. Watching Dean Brummett in his qualifying lap now, see where we're going to be able to end up here in a couple of minutes. Mention he's in this points battle with Dakota Long, and these two have gone neck and neck and have gone at each other's throats for this points lead. And Dakota Long when it matters most on top.
Roberts Curley still finishing up the qualifying session. This is going to be an interesting condition for these drivers to race in tonight, though, because extremely foggy, going to really impact the visibility, you'd have to think.
That definitely going to be a huge talking point as far as when you look down the track. You can't really look at the corner, see what lines developing a little bit better or not. See, take a look at the weather on the right side of your screen. That wind, 15 mile an hour wind, definitely, I think it's going to be more of a hazard than the fog. Can easily upset the truck. And qualifying, getting ready to wrap up here. Only a handful of drivers taking a time.
Qualifying has come to a close for these drivers here. We have 22 entries for tonight's action. So we're just about set to show you your starting lineup here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting grid here tonight. Zach Novak will start on the pole for this one. A dead tie on the interval in the 3000s with Dakota Long. Dean Brummett and Alec Daffin will start in row 2. Wyatt Gray and Jeff Maconi. That's Parker Collins alongside Everett Smith. Charles Wembley and Dylan Dredling round out your qualifiers in the top 10, Brayton.
Yeah, no one else had to take a qualifying lap, but they weren't able to finish it. Peyton House going to be first of drivers there to not take a time. He's running off 11th, and Brandon House to his outside in 12th. See if Dylan Holland can get into the session. He's supposed to be starting, I believe, 13th, but I don't think he's going to get there. It's going to be Nick Olson there in 13th, Conrad Hampton there in 14th, Derek Winter in 15th, Cody Cutler in 16th, Wyatt Ham there in 17th, Jason Autumn making his broadcast split debut here tonight in 18th, Adrian Harney there in 19th, and Sam Rice, everything nice, going off 20th, and Logan Fielder 21st, Ryan Hudson in 22nd, rounding out your field, and Dylan Holland will start in the back of this one.
So the drivers currently getting themselves situated, ready to go. Again, tonight's race analysis. 40 laps is the distance here tonight, here presented by Maconi Setup Shop. These drivers also have one green-white checkered if necessary. Expect to be good on fuel, but remember, there are 2 tire sets available in the pits here, so there is some flexibility if we do get some caution flags for tonight.
And those two tire sets are going to be key if we get cautions. Like I said, we've seen a lot of these races have with long green flag runs and expect anything after 10, 15 laps for these drivers to come on in. The last thing you don't want to see is multiple cautions that change the strategy by 5, 10 lap green flag runs, and it definitely puts the strategy into these drivers' hands. 40 laps tonight, very quick, very easy. You shouldn't have to worry too much about strategy.
So what are some of your keys to victory to see what we have in store tonight? What are some of your keys to win this one?
Just keeping it clean is the big thing I can say. Keep the tires underneath your truck. Don't wear them out too much. And Dakota Long and Dean Brummett, we mentioned these two have raced each other fairly clean all season long, although they seem to be involved in the incident one way or another, not at the fault of their own or each other when they do race against one another. So when they're racing for bragging rights like an official series champion here, I think it's all going to come down to the wire, and you might have to turn the amp up a notch.
Who are you watching out for the most for in this race, especially knowing Zach Novak's going to be on the pole, but a lot of fast drivers are going to be deep in the field?
That's Zach Novak, last season champion. Dean Brummett, your 2023 season 4 champion, so a year removed from his championship. But I got to go with the man right between them, Dakota Long. There, starting on the outside of the front row in that number 2 truck, came in tonight as the points leader. I think we'll be able to find a way to victory lane in this 4,300 S.O.F race and steal that points lead and seal the deal.
It'll be a fun night here on iRacing social media platforms and here on Maconi Entertainment. Happy to have you with us for the Maconi Fixed Series from Charlotte. A foggy night here from America's Home for Racing. It's Zach Novak, it's Dakota Long on your front row. Pace car drops to the safety of pit road. Coming to the green flag, Novak ready on the lap pedal. Green flag, it's out, we're underway from Charlotte. And a good start for Novak as he's already clear on the bottom. He brings Dean Brummett with him to second. One driver already having problems. That's the 9. Daffin already fading back with significant damage.
Oh, here we go. The 21 truck around and into the wall. Sending one truck airborne, riding it like a skateboard. Comes down on all 4 wheels, and just like that, we have our first caution of the night. Conrad Simpson there, getting up on the wall.
Lots of drivers with damage. Conrad Sampson Jr., Parker Collins amongst those with meatball flags already. And that's what can happen sometimes if you're not prepared for the unexpected here. It's going to be an interesting one to take a look at here, Brayton. Already 2 different incidents. Nick Olson's already out of the race.
Now, Olsen, I don't know what happened. I don't believe he took the green flag. You see Simpson there literally riding the wall.
Yeah, absolutely slammed into. Let's see in our perspective. Yeah, just grinds against the wall. That automatically gives you chassis damage like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from that one. The 21, Parker Collins as well involved in that one. See if we can get on board here with the number 11 of Simpson. Here we go. See him right in front of him. Come up the track. Nothing you can do. Wrong place, wrong time.
So, a lot of drivers having some troubles here in this situation. And back to live pictures here. Already under yellow, and it's going to be important to stay around the bottom, I think, potentially, Brayton, especially already seeing what happened around the top.
Yeah, I saw a couple of drivers already having a couple of issues. I mentioned Parker Collins there, Alec Daffin as well. Everett A. Smith wasn't too happy with Jeff Maconi in the chat box a second or so ago. I don't know where that stemmed from that wreck, but I think we might have a replay of the 21 getting loose in 3 and 4 here, and that's what brings us under caution first night. There it is. Just got loose by himself, and up the track he goes into Simpson, and we got shipped Conrad Simpson out of the park for a split second.
So Conrad Sampson officially out of the race as we are under caution right for the first time here tonight. See how they're sorted out and as they run. A few drivers gain some spots from the chaos. Ryan Hudson up to 17th, up 5. Like Charles Wimbley went the wrong direction from 9th to 19th. That's without any damage on their truck. So already a few drivers losing the track position, others gaining valuable track position through the chaos.
Definitely a race of attrition here. Quick 40 lap race that saw that somehow has given us some of the biggest wrecks this season. Well, you know what they say, JP? We saved the best for last.
Absolutely. These trucks continue to zip around and get ready for the restart. Zach Novak in control. How do you expect this restart to play out after already seeing what happened the first time?
Well, Dean Brummett fell back a little bit there to fourth. He's going to line up in line with Dakota Long, their two championship contenders. Remember, they came into the night separated by 2 points. Dakota Long, the leading driver for the first time this season. So he's got to finish in front of Dean Brummett. I think it's going to come down to what do you want to do to defend that points lead in that championship battle for Dakota Long here. And as far as aggressiveness, I mean, I think Dakota Long's going to do anything he has to.
Yes, indeed, at this point. Should be a fun time to see what these drivers are able to do off this restart. Keep an eye on Half, who's on the move, also up to 8th spot. He's expected to be pretty quick here tonight. Same caliber as Novak we've seen from the RTP ladder. Same can be set for a couple of the others tonight that are going to be coming from the back. But coming up to lap 5, restart zone through the edge of the quad oval. Green flag's out, back it away. Clean start as these drivers make their way to the corner. Near contact already for third, trying to get to the bottom.
Dakota Long quick to get in front of Wyatt A. Gray there in the 5 truck, and Gray wasn't going to give him any lifts whatsoever. And now for the lead, here comes Dakota Long. Shot out of a cannon down the back straightaway, side by side, going into turn number 3.
Already trying to power his way around with the momentum. Long not afraid to burn up some of the tires either. He'll get the edge of the stripe this time.
Dakota Long, lap leader there. Look at the gap across the line there on the left side of the screen. Less than a tenth as they run between 1 and 2. Dean Brummett still in this lead pack here, running 4th currently, trying to get around Wyatt Gray. Washington Championship in his hand, slowly falling through.
Trying to slip on by and try and run away. We'll see how much she's willing to push, to say the very least at this point. All that is, wow, it's become a conga line of drivers running to the bottom, except for the mid-pack where drivers are still trying to run that second groove, trying to get away from the blue line.
They can definitely not come down to just this race. They have the rest of the week to run races if they want, but a 4,300 plus S.O.F. This is a great opportunity to get a high point paying race, and from there they can just kind of park it. It's mathematically impossible for Dean Brummett or the other driver of Dakota Long to score that many points. So Dakota Long trying to do everything he can to hang on, and a win here would definitely fortify that championship run.
Oh, that, well, some of the others like Maconi, you see them trying to sort out what they can do. Plot and plan in the heart of the hornet's nest. You see a lot of people just trying to rip that blue line away to be able to rip the bottom.
That tire wear not an issue yet, expected to come into the equation in about 5 to 10 laps, if not sooner. Right now the drivers are pretty much full throttle all the way around, little burp in the corners, let the truck settle down, but tire wears, when these trucks get loose, they get loose, and when they get tight, it makes it impossible to get to that blue line.
Still all sorting themselves out for the time being, though. At this point, what goes to your mind when you see the racing like this, where it's almost get to the bottom or be feasted upon by the pack later on?
You know, JP, I raced here in real life in the ARCA Menard Series in 2023, and I'm more known in this race for anything in my career, and that's for spitting out twice, once in practice and once at the start of the race, because I had a couple faster guys behind me I wouldn't let by, and well, they were going to get around me, whether I wanted them to or not, and that's pretty much the name of the game here. When you are going, and you cannot be stopped whatsoever.
Absolutely at this point. Just about 10 laps through the race so far. Novak right now holding things back from Dean Brummett. Brummett looking to size things up. Remember, Novak's not afraid to save and really save those tires for later on. Brummett looks like he's on attack mode.
And Novak was leading this championship battle a little bit earlier in the season. Missed a couple races here and there. Still has a great run going. Currently 31st in that points championship standing. So see if we can break into the top 30 here when it matters most. But Dean Brummett really trying to get to the back bumper to Dakota Long and trying to decide his fate here.
Looking for the blimp as these drivers still work 2x2. Amongst those still in the Hornet's nest of that is Hoff. Brandon Hoff moving his way ahead. Gray alongside him. You have Derek Winter who's amongst those on the outside. Cody Cutler thought about 3 wide.
I thought better of it. Here comes Derek Winter, though. They're going to go 3 wide for a split second. Coming off of turn 4. Derek Winter falls back. Cutler gets to the inside, and Y.A. Gray side by side with Brandon Hoff there. And you see these battles all over this pack. A bit of contact. One driver gets turned in the wall. Able to keep it going. That's Alec Dapp, and it's been trouble all night for him. Damaging the right front and left rear of that machine, and able to keep it going straight somehow, some way.
Absolutely, some of these drivers getting a little bit chatty on the radio after some of that contact. But it's making it more and more difficult to make passes here. These drivers having a hard time being able to clear at the moment, with those drivers having the ability to ramp off the corner. A bit of contact to the wall for Winter.
Talk about using the whole racetrack here. Some drivers getting up there in that middle lane. Some drivers, not quite as many, electing to run up by the wall through the corner. Not favored by many as we see the track, though, start to kind of move its way up. Dakota Long slowing down a little bit. Zach Novak and Dean Brummett have wheeled their way back to the back bumper of Long.
Making it very interesting right now at the moment, to say the very least, with how things are looking here. Brummett just continuously tries that diamond line, still nothing doing. Let's take a look at the fast time. You see Brummett a little bit quicker.
Oh, there we go.
19 into the wall. Hard contact for Adrian Harney. No caution, we stay green.
I was running into the top 10 in the 9th spot. No caution. Had a bit of help. Not sure who the help was from. Looking now is Dylan driving in the 8.
A bit of a chaotic moment there, to say the very least, but we continue on racing. Let's see what happened on the replay.
Nothing you can really do in that situation. We're coming off of turn 2. And it gets turned in the inside wall. And let me tell that inside wall, there's another view of it. That inside wall comes up quick on you.
Chaotic moment, to say the very least, but now it's the matter of seeing what these drivers now do the rest of the way after that. So we'll have to see what happens here as these drivers continue to sort themselves out of the heart of the pack. Winter gets single file. Cutler does not want to calm down the tires. He wants to go.
And looking at the track, everyone seems to be moving up, and up is the name of the game. Fog's starting to go away. Track's starting to get a little bit warm, it looks like. Trying to go with a couple different lanes to put along, still left in the bottom, but the rest of the field is running the middle groove, maybe come up by the wall there. See him 3 staggered, 4 wide almost for a split second.
Still keeping an eye on some of the other drivers here. Dakota Long still holding on, but as expected, Novak is starting to creep on in up front. Just trying to get the fishing rod out before the halfway point.
That caution at this point, expect tires and fuel and maybe a little bit of repair for some of the guys back in the pack. But Novak has reeled in Dakota Long, and he's brought none other than Dean Brummett with him. See if Brummett has any tire left to go and chase down Dakota Long and get this lead. It's not necessarily for a championship, but this would be a great run for Dean Brummett in this high S.O.F race to challenge Long for that championship.
Still looking around at some of the action as these drivers sort themselves out here. We're quickly making our way towards that halfway mark in this race here tonight. Here at iRacing social media platforms, Maconi Entertainment. Again tonight, brought to you in part by iRacing, online as a train tool by countless professional drivers. iRacing is unrivaled as a racing simulator. It's created to manage to capture every last car and track detail and recreate them in a package that perfectly encapsulates the feeling of being behind the wheel of a race car and pushing its mechanical limits on courses designed each driver's mindset. And the industry agrees. Visit iRacing.com to sign up and become a member today as we reach cross flags at the stripe. Some drivers trying to go multi-groove racing now in 1 and 2 a little bit, trying to get that outside groove going and see what they can do to chip away the gap.
You see the lead pack here is kind of separate itself from the rest of the field. Top 9 drivers from Dakota Long, Dylan Dryden there, Jeff Maconi, Cody Cutler, Brandon Hoff, Derek Winter, Y.A. Gray, Dean Brummett, and Zach Novak in this lead pack. Going on board here with Winter. Derek Winter trying to chase out Wyatt Gray, but 10th on back is about a second behind your leaders here. So they're going to need a caution to reel these guys back in.
Trying to sort themselves together out. Big Hornet's Nest at the back of the field right now. How about Dylan Holland making it 3 wide for a moment? Daffin's had to fix a lot of the damage. He's back here trying to keep it 3 wide with Peyton Howell. That sends down Wembley into the grass. Wembley takes the jump, holds onto it.
Comes up and collects out of Daffin around in front of the back of the pack here, and cautions out as trucks continue to slide in. One up in the wall. That's number 9 of Daffin once again. And just like that, past the halfway point, we are under caution for the second time here tonight.
So cautions starting to come into picture here for tire changes, but that was coming with how much contact they were starting to trade there.
See what happened here. See the number 9 and Wembley. They're going to make a little bit of contact going through 3 and 4. Pretty tight race in the 4. Peyton Howe gets in there, makes him go 3 wide. Daffin comes down. Wembley goes lower, gets sent lower, comes back up the track. Not really able to manage the truck at that point. You're talking 160, 170 miles an hour. Very tight turning radiuses and can't really control at that point, especially coming off the grass and up into their back of the field they go. Wembley, of note, started this race from pit lane. He's having a pretty good recovery. Got saved by that first caution, but just like that, all for naught.
So let's take a look from Daffin as, after all that, contact to the door, and around he goes.
If I got airborne, maybe I had a second truck get on 2 tires here tonight.
Pit stop time, and now it's the question. Should expect to see 4, but does anyone take 2? Near contact to the back of the queue, but everyone else up front having no issues to roll into the boxes here.
Zach Novak's going to have that first pit stall. Second one in. He was able to be the first one out. Of note, Nick Olsen did get a lucky dog to get a lap back. Dakota Long, left side going up. 4 tires for your leaders. Maybe 2 tires for some of the guys in the back. It's going to be 4 tires, I believe, for everyone, though. Zach Novak does win the race off the pit lane from that first pit stall.
Off and away, and it looks like for everybody, 4 tires is the call. Damage repair for 16th on back on the racetrack. So Novak now gets to control the field over Dakota Lawn. Lawn was holding on pretty comfortably for a little bit, but was starting to fade before the caution.
Okay, going to be a bit of a change in strategy for some of these guys. You've been up front the whole race with Dakota Long, Dean Brummett, Zach Novak, and Y.A. Gray, but if you're Brandon Howe for Derek Winter or Cody Cutler, well, you started in the teens. Howe started 12th. It's actually not a teen number, but Derek Winter started 15th and Cody Cutler started 16th, and they're inside the top 10 here. So they're going to have a great opportunity to go up and get a battle for the win, battle for the lead, and we're going to be go time when we get back going green flag racing.
We'll have to see how the racing gets going. Still lights on top of the iRacing pace cars. We do have drivers laps down. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, the run towards the finish. You're watching iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment here from Charlotte.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series. Novak continues to lead over Dakota Lawn. Brummett, Gray, Huff in the top 5, coming up to a restart. When we take the green, 13 to go, Brayton. This race has been flying by.
Flying by indeed, and it's going to come down to their 2 championship points leaders and the last season champion. And as it stands, Zach Novak, their last season champion, and first Dakota Long and Aiden Brummett, separated by 2 points coming into the night. So one of these 2 going to leave with a trophy in hand, presumably.
It'll be a fun time for these drivers to see who battles it out for the race win. We'll have to see what happens here. It's going to be a wild run towards the line in these next few laps. But Novak, Lawn up in the front row. Rolling to the restart zone. Green flag is out. Pretty even start, but Novak gets himself clear. How does Lawn play it from the high side?
Long tried to maybe peek low, just wasn't a hole. Look at Dean Brummett there in that number 3, side by side for a second, side by side for a championship, and side by side coming off of turn 2. Give it to Dean Brummett by half a car length.
An edge for Novak. Brummett holds on to the bottom. Dakota Lawn tries to wrap the top. Brummett gets loose. Lawn up to second. Here he goes for the lead.
Exact same move he used to get the lead earlier in this race. Slingshot engaged around Zach Novak. He goes. Got him just by a quarter panel there. And Dakota Long into turn 1, come off of turn 2. New leader for the second time in the night. Number 2, Dakota Long.
Looking from Dakota Lawn once again. Can he hold on is the big question.
Zach Novak definitely has a long run speed. We just don't have a long run plan for the rest of this race. Less than 11 laps to go as Dakota Long, they're winding down the laps. He's never won a Maconi C Fixed Championship. He's gotten pretty close, a handful of top 10s in a second to start out the year with, but currently sitting pretty tonight.
Still some drivers zipping around the bottom, trying to get that moving. That includes Cutrer, but Jeff Maconi able to have better go to keep himself up in 6th. He wants 5th.
That's definitely a great run going on for Maconi. They're in that 03 truck. Working around number 6 machine of Brandon House. Trucks actually look fairly similar, and maybe try and chase down Wyatt A. Gray in front of them.
See the gap shrinking down. Just a 1/10 of a second between first and second for the time being, give or take, with less than 10 laps to go. Oh, trouble behind him. The 6 is in the wall. That is Brenton Hoff. He's destroyed with chassis damage. No caution. We stay green.
A huge hit there for House. Slow rolling still in 1 and 2. Field still trying to make it by. One driver got stuck behind him. They're still rolling through 1 and 2. No caution yet. I don't think it's going to come out. Dakota Long leads Zach Novak through 1 and 2. Long's rear end looks a little upset there going through 3 and 4. Don't know if he's starting to burn the rears off of those or off that truck yet, but we will find out.
Take a look at the replay as, again, taking out one of the contenders here. We'll see that in a bit. He's already made his way to pit road. Another driver slow in the back straight away. And that's Derek Winter, 20th, having problems. Side by side for the race lead. Long alongside Novak. Novak trying to get the edge of the bottom, coming to 7 laps to go.
Going on board here with Dean Brummett. Sees these drivers in front of him side by side. Sees a championship less than a truck length ahead. Sees a race win. That'd be even more important if he's able to beat Zach Novak and Dakota Long and put Long down in 3rd. Long carries that advantage to 3 and going into 4 here. Still side by side.
Still getting the squeeze on up the track. Novak trying to get a poke ahead. Now near contact, doored him for a second. Long got the edge that time with the stripe, coming to 5 to go next time by. They are not giving each other much space.
Going to allow Dean Brummett to close up ever closer. Might take him 3 wide. Look at the drivers behind him though, getting ready to maybe take advantage. Jeff Maconi and Cody Cutler 4th and 5th right now.
Still side by side. Up the track goes Long. And Dakota Long still using it outside to his advantage. Down to the final stretch, 5 to go.
The temperature gauge is definitely going up here. You can't pinch each other off forever. And coming to 4 laps to go, Dakota Long carries the advantage. Carries momentum down the back straightaway. Clears Zach Novak. Zach Novak falls down to 2nd. Dean Brummett there in 3rd.
Now trying and find his way to the outside. Slice and dice his way now for a poke, looking to reset. Here comes the run for Novak, back to the inside with 4 laps to go. Novak's got a stronger bolt. Can he hold on for the move? Yes, he can.
Now for the first time this run, Zach Novak clear up Dakota Long and clear for the lead to run now from Dakota Long down the back straightaway. Nowhere to take it, doesn't look low, looking in the middle. Gonna try to carry the same momentum down the back straightaway or down the front straightaway as he did the back straightaway. Coming to 3 laps to go for the number 1 truck is Zach Novak.
Now it's gonna be the interesting thing. Can Long find a way back alongside here? He's trying that diamond line Brummett was doing earlier. This time, reaching him just to the wrong spot. He has to check up this time.
Bump dropping down the back straightaway with a little air bubble there. Dean Brummett falling back ever so slightly. Not quite able to get the run. Coming to 2 laps to go for Zach Novak and Dakota Long. Riding on board here with Dakota Long off of turn 4. Sees the gap, gets momentum. He was able to do anything with it.
Still diamonding his way down to the bottom. Looking for the boost right now to get alongside again. Long doesn't take it with a lap and a half to go. Lap traffic a bit ahead, shouldn't be a factor. What will Dakota Long do to get back to Novak? This time he can't get the diamond down, loses ground as he nearly hits the wall. White flag is out, final time around.
It's all Zach Novak out front, all Dakota Long for a championship. Dean Brummett 3.5 tenths off of Dakota Long's back bumper. Dakota Long got 10.5 off of Novak's back bumper. Nothing either driver can do, no slip ups. Each driver's been picture perfect all season long, all race long, but Zach Novak looking in the season championship with a bang.
Through 3 and 4, Novak slipping and sliding, but has the buffer. He'll take the checker flag here. Zach Novak takes the win. He gets it at Charlotte. Novak first, Dakota Long second, Dean Brummett and Jeff Maconi amongst your top 4. Cutler rounding out the top 5 from a 16th place starting spot. But it's the pole sitter who gets it done with the late race power.
Mentioned Zach Novak there. Long run speed, able to make the most of it. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, see if we get points update. We'll go through the final finishing order for the final broadcasted race here in 2024.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to Charlotte Motor Speedway for post-race coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series, where Zach Novak takes the checkered flag. We'll take a look at those results fully in a moment here. 23 drivers in total will register for this race. One of those barely made it a lap. But Zach Novak takes all the laps and takes the win by just under 0.2 of a second over Dakota Lawn. Dean Brummett rounding out your top 3 here tonight. As well, Jeff Maconi, Cody Cutler in the top 5, Wyatt Gray, Dylan Holland, with Ryan Hudson in 8th. Peyton Howell finished off in 9th. Dylan Drowling rounded out your top 10 tonight, Brayton.
Everett A. Smith there, the California kid, he's going to finish 11th. Jason Odom there, up handful of spots to finish 12th. Charles Rumbley, upside down night for him. He's fallen back a couple spots. He's going to finish 13th after a slide through the grass. Sam Rice, not so nice, finishes 14th. Logan Fiedler, third time to charm there in 15th. Alex Daffin, a very eventful night for him. He's going to finish 16th. Wyatt Ham there in 17th. Adrian Harney in 18th. Nick Olson 19th. Brandon House running out your top 20 after a late race incident. Derek Winter 21st. Conrad Simpson literally through the air rides the wall to a 22nd place finish. And then Parker Collins, your first DNF, only 1 lap completed. He's going to finish 23rd.
We'll touch upon about the running order here tonight in this one. Our top 3 already standing by. Let's take the opportunity to speak with some of those drivers. Zach Novak, the first of those standing on by, the race winner for tonight. Zach, you had to work for that one. Talk us through that move to get right by Dakota Lawn in the end.
Yeah, I was just telling him I drove in there and just kind of was hoping that I would clear him. I had the space for it. You know, he was at my right rear tire basically, so I figured I'd just ship it off in there and I would clear him. Whether I got a good run off or not, I wasn't really sure, and I was kind of willing to take that risk. So, yeah, I went in there and just was really aggressive, and luckily it stuck. And yeah, it was always fun racing this split, and always fun racing those guys. They always race pretty clean, and they're quick, so it's always a good time.
How would you describe the season as a whole for you in the Maconi Fixed Series?
Good. You know, it was pretty close to last season for me. I didn't race every week, but I showed up to races that you know, I enjoy the track, I enjoy the combo, so you know, tonight was an obvious one for me. You know, Charlotte's just so much fun, and you know, when it comes to the long run and stuff, it really gets fun over a run. So I just figured I'd hop in and do races that I enjoy, and it went really well. I didn't have the full 9 weeks counted, so unfortunately didn't have a shot to back the championship up, but at the end of the day, I had fun, and that's what matters.
That's the big thing, absolutely. Well, on that note, Zach, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations to the run this evening.
Thank you, buddy.
Zach Novak comes away with the win tonight. Dakota Lawn led the most laps, but couldn't get the edge at the very end. He's with Brayton Lester.
Dakota Long, not the win you wanted, but a great points finish over Dean Brummett, your championship contender. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, man, that was a really fun battle right there with Zach. Give all the credit to him. He raced me clean, and we had one hell of a battle right there.
And coming down to the wire, you came into the night with just a small advantage over Dean Brummett, and you leave the night with a hefty 8-point gap there at the end of the race for you over Dean Brummett. Maybe extend really a little bit. I know there's still drop week, and I know there's still the rest of the week for Dean to go out there and race, but are you feeling comfortable about being a first-time Maconi C Fixed Series champion?
Yeah, I think I feel pretty comfortable with it. it's going to be hard to beat that strength of field that we was just in and that many points. But who knows? I mean, you just never know. But either way, we showed up and we knew we had a bigger picture, and I think we achieved that bigger picture tonight.
Of course, I want to thank and route to your second place run and this season. You've put on a great show for everyone at home.
Yeah, man, I just want to first and foremost thank you guys and thank Dean. I mean, that was a great battle. I think either way, it's going to be one of the tightest C Fixed Series championships that there'll ever be. And then I want to thank the group of guys that I'm around. I wouldn't be able to be the person I am and the racer I am without a bunch of names like Cody Johnson, Perrin Huggins, and everybody that watches me on Twitch. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all, and y'all take care.
Yep, thank you, and thank you for racing with us, Dakota. We've appreciated it all season long.
Sure.
Once again, that's Dakota Lawn in second spot. Dean Brummett comes away in the third spot here tonight. Dean, how would you describe this race tonight? You had the popcorn seat for most of the night.
Yeah, I mean, it was a frustrating one. Novak and Long had plenty of speed, and I struggled from the very drop of the green. I don't know. Like I was too tight the whole way around, and that's with lifting, with changing brake bias, with doing everything I could. I could not get the thing to do what I wanted it to. So, I mean, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and not the ending to the season that we were hoping for.
Overall, how would you describe the season?
You know, it was definitely interesting. Once again, I'll use the term frustrating. Let a lot of opportunities slip away from me. I think the big one on my mind right now is there was a race at Auto Club that I was leading on the last lap and got passed, and that was a 12-point difference, and that could be the difference right now in this championship. But I think the one that got me the most was at Iowa, taking 2 tires at the end and coming up about 2 laps shy with Dakota lining up winning it. So, I mean, that's the difference. That's sometimes all it takes. And, you know, it's been fun. It's been frustrating. It's been fun. It's been frustrating, I guess, is the only real thing I could say. But, you know, it's always fun to get to come out, do a little bit of racing, and don't know how much I'll have in the future, but overall, another fun season, and you know, we'll see. Just happen to see if maybe one more big strength of field falls its way this week, maybe into my lap.
Well, Dean, once again, congratulations on the podium tonight. Good run this evening.
Hey, you guys have a great evening. We thank you so much.
Once again, that is Dean Brummett rounding out your top 3 running order here tonight. I'd like to thank the entire top 3 for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Brayton, this season coming to a close just about here. Your thoughts on this one tonight?
Well, Charlotte always puts on a great show, and this season has been a great show all season long. I'm excited for what the future holds, and we've seen 13 weeks of relentless bumper-to-bumper, door-to-door, fender-to-fender racing, and it all comes down to the wire for a championship.
Absolutely does. We'll have to see how things close out for the championship at the end of the week. But until that point, I'd like to thank you, the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as to our viewers for tuning in tonight. Caught the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brandon Laster. Marty Sakawa was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.